Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome to a hard choice, it seems, given what is going on in the Discord. We're trying to choose between A, B, C, and D in terms of evolution line. And obviously, after the line is chosen, I will have to adjust some things to make them look a little more like Pokemon, hopefully. Hello, Chase, and welcome.
Hey everyone, fiddle's wrong.
Fiddle, if you're there, say something. Okay, it's not relaying. So Person and Sammy are on YouTube. So let me do something. Okay, let's try to have an actual conversation about this. So I want to discuss first. I gotta fix the chat if I can. So bot is gonna turn off, and then I'll turn on again. Test. Okay. Hopefully it is. Okay, let's see if it's relaying just to. It's relaying back to Discord. Not Discord. Twitch. No, it's not. So I'm gonna keep the window open. So basically, we're trying to figure out which of these make more sense. Chase and some other people like C, this one, while Fiddle and Kim seem to prefer B because of the pseudo biped it becomes in C, and Fiddle says, "Well, that doesn't make sense because it's it's like a sort of quadruped, then it's a biped, then it's a quadruped again." The point of C is not exactly that. That's stage 2. It's not that it's exactly a biped, but it's kind of like standing up a little bit to use the powers, and then it would go back down. I don't know. It kind of
It's a spell casting position.
yeah, because if I do it, if I turn it into a quadruped with this sort of pose, it would not be able to make anything float. The last stage is fine, but it's like, oh, I'm fat. I'm just spinning these orbs just with my powers. But stage 2, I feel like it kind of needs to have some sort of interaction with the hands, which is why I made the stage 2 variation. It's true that in B there is not that much of a difference between A and B. I mean, between 1 and 2. God.
You mean the first 2 stages? Yeah.
Yes, first 2 stages. So the jump is a little bigger. I could try to edit B to make it fat, and maybe I can give it more of a C vibe and see if that works. Otherwise, I would go with C. But even C could be adjusted in some fashion. I try to make it look a little more of a quadruped. The point is, it cannot be too much of a quadruped at this stage. It does need the hands to move things around. Oh, hello, Rocks238. Welcome. I wish people could see your messages because the relay is not working.
It shows up on screen.
Oh, it shows? Because I don't see it on...
It shows up on the feed.
Let's see now. Okay, it might work now. Let's see. Test 3. Okay, my test 3 at least shows. Oh, hello, Casual. What do you think, Casual? Okay, there you go. It relays now. Perfect. All right, so let's do this. So A and B, A and D, probably not at this point. Let's do this. Let's take B. Let's duplicate B and go down here, and let's see if I can make it fat. I'll probably have to remove the tail. I don't know, because it's not too big of an offender. Stage 1 can have a smaller tail maybe, and the other stages have a little longer tail. Doesn't matter that much. So what if I make it fat? I actually tried. There are somewhere here variations where figure it out. Somewhere here should be variations of that being a little more fat.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you need to include the
There you go.
the facial aspects of C, because that's the
Oh,
part
yeah.
I was keying in on.
Okay.
The face of the second stage to the third stage in this one doesn't make sense. It does in C, because it's
Yeah,
actually integrating the elements, like the
that's
lines
true.
on the fur and then the mustache.
Yeah. So this was the fat version. So obviously it had the same head. I can do a mix between these. Person prefers D. I'm afraid you're in the minority though. Everyone prefers B and C mostly. Also, one of our users, who was it? Let me check. It was Ray on Discord, preferred A, but a lot of people seem to like C and B somewhat. Well, actually, just Fiddle technically, because Kim also likes C. So okay, let's just give it a little try. I don't know about the fat version. Oops, where's that? Here. This is the duplicate, yes. So, I mean, the fat version could also work with a different head. It's a little fatter. I would have to remove the head of that. Let's use our
Hey,
digital...
Guntusoku.
Hello there.
He says C.
C. Everyone likes C. C for sure. Don't worry about being late. It's not a big deal. Okay, what if I get rid of that and... Okay, here we go with a fat version. These layers are confusing me. Okay, here's a fat version with the C head. What's going on here? Wait, I got this. This. Okay. This is a fat version of that. And I guess I can go ahead and try to remove the head here. Get a little larger, maybe. A little more larger. More larger. Wow, nice. Cheers for grammar. And remove this. And okay, so these are the options pretty much. Either C that up there, which I'm actually going to duplicate so we can just these two. So either that top one or the bottom one with variations. I don't know, because I can also... Don't do this. Hey, what happened to the other? No. Wait a second. Man, what a confusing thing. Okay, what is this? I've got like 223 layers. 223? What? Jeez. That's a lot of layers. Okay. Here are the new ABC, basically. ABCs. What do you think, Chase? Are you still for the top one, the original C? Or does it look any better now that the B1 is fat, or just the B1 with the C head? What do you guys think? A.
I still...
So,
yeah, I still
new
prefer
ones.
the original.
So A, B, and C. These are the new ones. A, B, and C. Person prefers A now. Unless it's the previous A. Smaller face on B. Fiddle's adamant on that pose. And that's C? What? Oh, come on, Fiddle. A. Oh, okay. He meant C. So C is basically the original B with the C face of before. I do okay. Strictly pose wise, yeah, I changed the letters. I know I changed the letters. Oh, well, I can. You know what? Let's do then 1, 2, and 3. I guess for these new ones. Um, I like the progression. Oh, that was the eraser. I like the progression of number one now, the new number one, because so Kim says 3. Gantisoku says the middle evolution standing like a baller. Well, it's supposed to be some sort of psychic pose. I, as a standalone pose, I do like number 2. If it was standalone.
If you change that weird leg,
Which one? Which one of the legs?
the one that's kind of curving down towards the ball.
This one.
Yeah, it looks odd.
Yeah, oh, it's like an outstretched arm, basically.
Yeah, it looks like its leg is broken.
Maybe a little bit. But I feel like number 1 is very. Like, I feel like the progression in number 1. For some reason. So it's like, okay, the first one is like floating on its back or something. Then it's sort of standing, but not really. And then this, like, if we flip it, it's like kind of like. So it's like this. Doing this, right? So I kind of like that progression, personally. I feel like you'd understand it uses psychic powers if it floats. That is true. At the same time, I don't know if it feels like it's floating or it's. I mean, probably number 3, yes, because it's got the tail. What a conundrum. Okay, let's stop the stream here and just think about it. No. I think Fiddle has some point. At the same time, I do like number 1. Number 2, yeah, probably too fat. It's a better progression than number 3. But
Oh, I mean, are you emphasizing the fatness? Because if so, then go number 1.
no, I just want them to feel like cohesive in terms of evolution, pretty much.
But I mean, if you're going for fat, number 1 is the best progression of fatness.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
right.
saying. And the bottom 2, it only gets slightly bigger between the first and second stage, and then it gets enormous in the third stage. The first one, it shows like it's getting weightier over time.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I just feel it's like once middle stage pose more. It's like a better middle stage. That's what I also think. Like if I think in terms of progression from this to this, then number 1 feels the most appropriate. Although I like the pose in the other 2, especially number 3. I like the pose. I feel like it does feel psychic a lot. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Fiddle. I understand. Yeah, it makes sense because, in fact, well, I mean, Blastoise is very, very, very different from the previous 2, but that's more of a thing with them because they didn't think it out. I mean, they chose Blastoise later as a 3rd evolution of Squirtle. Bulbasaur is very homogeneous in terms of evolution, in my opinion. Like I can see the progression. I mean, yeah, Venusaur is bigger, and yes, Ivysaur is technically very similar to Bulbasaur, but I feel like there is more of a progression. It's very hard to tell at this point because they're not that different in any case. So
Well, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur have a very obvious tell in their designs, which is the bulb on the back.
yeah,
It just depends on what you're trying to emphasize at the design. Do you want it to get fatter? Is that something you're trying to emphasize, or is that something that just is a happenstance of the evolution?
yeah. So number
It's kind of
2.
why
Mhm.
That's why you need to detail the lore before you start doing designs. How does the actual lore play into the design? So is it part of the lore that it gets fatter over time?
So in the original one, technically stage 2 was supposed to be like a better swimmer, but it was not. It was not supposed to be psychic when I wrote that. So now that it's psychic, I feel like probably the fat aspect could work. That this okay. I admit this pose is a little bit like hypno, a little bit. Sorry, like drowsy. It's kind of like that pose, pretty much the same actually. At least some of the depictions. So, Kim says, I feel like with one you already changed too much to make 3 special fun. So it's like number 2 is too different to make the third one special. I don't know. It feels substantially different to me. I can play around a little bit when I choose them, but yeah, the third on one, yeah. Person starts to like 3 more. Oh god. It's okay, in the end I'm the one deciding. But technically me and Chase, because we're working together a lot, so I think we kind of synergize pretty well together. So that's why, with no offense to the chat, I'm trying to work it out with him as well. Also because he's a writer and he's got better ideas than the ones I have. 3 is really good. If 3 is really good, let's in the meantime get rid of 2. Not like this though, but otherwise. Let's do it stage little by little. Okay, 1 and 3. Head to head. So there you go, top or bottom at this point. I can add it's like a tournament. I think I'm gonna go with the top one because I just like it. I can use the same ratio here. Let's see. Okay.
Kim, I'm not going to allow that because Nemo would probably get mad if I did.
I can't see it. No. What? No. That's not even possible, I hope. It wouldn't seem like possible. So
I would actually allow it, but Nemo, this is his stream, so...
Yeah, don't do it. Okay, that's the ratio. Oops. Later. So this is the ratio we got here, so that it looks fat. So I take this.
Fiddle got modded too, but it was a typo. An unfortunate typo.
Who got modded?
Fiddle.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, so that's the ratio, and you can see it's pretty different. So let's actually try that. Just for the sake of it. Let's see if it looks better with that ratio. So I'm gonna have, first obviously I have to arrange them differently so they kind of make sense. So I have to make it's very different. See, that the reason why this feels very fat is because the head is way smaller than the body. This is almost the same size here. So it definitely doesn't play well. It chases right in this because the first and second one here, they feel very similar in terms of, head to body ratio. So let's try that. Let's just as a thought experiment. In any case, this is what we're here for. So, maybe something like this, very much the same size. And the body, maybe just the body, not the arms, obviously. Just make it fatter. So although the head is not as small as the other, oops, it's definitely smaller than before. And man, this would be way fatter here. Way fatter. So get rid of this, get rid of this. I lost my cursor in the meantime. Okay, this is kind of like what that would be in similar, but Eh, yeah, I don't know if it works with this pose. Honestly. Um, I don't know if it works with this pose. I mean, it does for that in the first, but here it's like it's sack, very disconnected from the rest of the body. Oof. And also the head is really far, so I would probably have to move the arms up and notch like this. And it became a little more static this way. And, well, not a fan. Not a fan of the fat version. I don't know. It looks like a giant rat. Yeah, Fiddle. This is the head smaller on original B, but to get the same fat feeling, it's not. I don't think it's enough to just make the head smaller. You also need to make the body larger. I'm using the same. This last one has the same body to head ratio as this, except it's generally a little smaller. So what if I the head is the same, so I can just do this. There you go. I don't know about this. Come on, my cursor. Come back there. It looks like he's training over fat. Yeah. He's fat. He's
You're
fat.
the New York pizza rat.
Yeah. I'm not very convinced. Even if I get rid of a little bit of the belly there. Not bad, it's just weird. It doesn't the pose doesn't work with this kind of fat.
Oh, hey, Savants. What's up?
Oh, hey there. Welcome. Just a question, do you have any plans to update your older battlers with HD files? It's been hard to upscale them. I should do that. I should actually do that.
And Nemo has been doing that privately with me, but I do think you should add the HD versions to all the old ones, like the Treants and the Forest stuff.
Yes, I would have to get the files back for those.
If you can find them.
Yeah, I should. Is there any way you can remind me? Because I'm probably gonna forget. I cannot. Oh, TA's Juice, welcome. First time chatting. You know what? I did not dislike. Okay, there is a problem with this one, which is a problem I complained about with the Pokemon designs. It's this. This. Saying this is exactly the same shape. Repeated. It doesn't look good. So it's kind of growing on me a little bit now that it's fatter, but I don't think it works that much with this sort of pose. Gonna make it way small like this. Yeah, the right arm has to be further back on the body. The right arm, like his right arm, or the arm on the right. Hello, Wowo. Probably this. His right arm. Is there a Discord? Yes, it is. There is. I think. Let's see if it works.
I'll do it.
There you go. The other way. Yeah, there is. So there is something I like in the original stage 2, like that this one doesn't have. It doesn't feel like it should be floating like this if it's this fat. It can still be psychic without floating, anyway. Hard decisions. Hashtag hard decisions. Heart. art decisions.
I'm curious, what do you usually do to reiterate designs from one idea? I'm trying to do mine with a dragon fire at the moment.
Um, so what I'm doing now, basically. So if I have some that have pieces, like little bits that are good, I try to put them together, like copy paste, literally, um, and see how it works. Oh, who's that? Oh, okay. Thanks for following. Thanks for following. Sevens Gaming. Sevens. That's usually what I do, or I black out the whole thing and see if the silhouette can be improved, if it's just a specific pose. So something like that. It depends. Mostly what I'm doing here. Oh, good luck then, Kim. If you're... Wait, wasn't it yesterday that you had the package thing? For you? Waiting for you? This one feels weaker overall. Like... I cannot be convinced by this... It flipping upside down, maybe. No, not vertical, please. Horizontal. Okay. Whatever I do to this, I don't feel good about it. The bottom one has a better shape in terms of silhouette. This one seems like just a fat version of the first one. Just fat, like actually fat, not bigger. Just fat. Oh man, I don't know. Chase still prefers the first one, right? The top one.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes it's just about I don't know what you're able to make work, what you can make work, and what you can't. In this case, I don't feel like I can.
Thanks, Sevens.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube as well. Or was
No,
it? Oh no, Twitch Prime. Oh wow, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'll keep fiddling with this for another couple minutes, but I think I'm gonna go with the first one. I'm sorry, Fiddle and Kim, and whoever else liked the bottom one. It just feels more cohesive. Yes, it's not crap. It just feels more cohesive. There is, it's also the pose, admittedly, because if I were to do this with that and then move the arm here, would probably look a little more flat. But honestly, yeah, this one is just a balloon, and it's pretty boring. This one is already a little more triangular with larger things on the side. I don't hate this too much, but this is better. This is way better than the fat version. Like the way it's dynamic. What a hard choice. Why do I have to choose this? Why? Man.
Okay, so in the first evolution, is it supposed to be floating in the air? Or is that just on its back?
Oh, yeah, I guess floating also. Maybe.
Okay, then I would still go with 1. Because, if the first evolution is floating in the air, there's a progression in the design where it's floating in the air, then it's sitting on its butt, and then it's going all the way down to the ground.
That's exactly what I was saying before, what I showed a while ago. Yeah. This is this way, so it's kind of looking up. This is straight, and this is the other way. Like if I flip the pose on the other side, obviously, it's like you can tell if I do this. See, it's like progressing from on the back to on the belly, basically.
Right. So if you go with that progression, it's giving that sense of weightiness, like it's coming more and more to the ground. The second one doesn't do that because it's like floating, and then on the ground.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Let's just go with the first one. I'm sorry, Fiddle. I cannot figure out a good way or a way that I'm satisfied with that can make it work. Um, I could try maybe later or separately to just turn this into this pose, make this into this pose, which is probably not going to work because it's going to look something like this. But I see it as like in the first one, it's like becoming progressively, more bored or something. The 2 Evo has to be bigger. In the wait, getting confused here. 2 Evo means like the top one, or what? Oh, okay. See you later, Kim.
Kim is telling Fiddle she's leaving, and he's ignoring. Samuel says a bubble bed. I mean, if we did that, we'd have to redo the entire design.
Yeah, but apart from that, it would be too much. It would be too much. It would take over too much of the actual design. So, I will have to go with the top one. If I make this smaller, nah, it's gonna have to be the top one. I'm afraid so. I realize you guys' concerns about the top one. At the same time, it does feel a lot more like a progression to me. At least for these poses. Obviously, this is also pose driven because it's not flat concept art like literal T poses. So you can tell, okay, the first one looks like it's better. But these are very similar. Like these two stage twos are just that one is fatter, but pretty much the same. Yeah, one has got 2 floaties, and one's got one. But yeah, I don't. So if I take these visually, just visually speaking, what I see here is this, and then I see this. Like Chase was saying, the second one, the bottom one, doesn't feel like a full progression. It feels like it gets there and then it stops, and then there is another one. So the first on top smaller. I can. Oh yeah, I mean I can make that smaller a little bit because it's got the big bubble. That's what you're saying, right? I can make the bubbles bigger. But it's just one bubble. That's the point. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the top one. I think at this point, this is well, I'm gonna leave it. But all right, we're gonna winner. I'm sorry for everybody who liked the other. We have to choose. We can't continue doing this forever. So, after 224 layers, I think that is a.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, look at it. Oh, you can't see it. Wait.
Yeah.
Frame. The chat is there.
The
but
overlay is obscuring it.
Can I? Can you see it? Bottom, 224.
Wow.
So that's a lot of iterations. Obviously, it's not a 224 different iterations. Some of them are duplicates, but I mean, you get the gist of it. So I think it's enough. All right.
You put in more time in.
Wait. Cut off. I put more time in. Oh, I need these also. No, I need these. Okay, let's see when you come back. If Chase comes back.
I'm here.
Okay, welcome back. So you were saying I put more time in. What?
Oh, I just said you put in more time and effort than Game Freak. Sorry, that got cut off.
Maybe. That's possible. So I got some Pokemon here because I felt like Stage 3 was not feeling Pokemon-ish enough. So I'm gonna
Oh
clean up
god,
the line art.
I love the original Sugimori artwork. Like even the coloring,
Oh yeah, the like in Nidoqueen
it has
here.
sort of like a washed effect on
Yeah,
the
it is a
design, and
wash.
I actually
Yeah.
really like that.
He was probably like wetting the paper a little bit, then letting it dry for a couple minutes, and then going in again because the only hard edges I see are on the shadows, like on Blastoise. Like if you take Blastoise here, the only hard edges here are these. Here, 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 here. So just the shadow. And so the rest is probably done on wet paper. I don't know. I think he might have used masking fluid because I have no idea how he could ever possibly pull out a such a clean edge. There, that's it with watercolor. That's pretty insane. It looks like he might have used the same color here. This is just an analysis of what he might have been doing, but he might have just used like a black wash on top of this, just to be faster, or he could have used a blue on top of this. But the shadows are definitely dry paper, made on dry paper. The rest is, well, there is some whiteout here. Probably this is whiteout, I think, and the rest
It
is
really,
you know. It's
I
just
wish
so
they
good.
kept the style for all the new ones too.
Man,
Like
it's so
it's
good.
just there's something like remarkable and
To all
unique
of the
about
people
it.
who do not like the originals, I'm using stage threes here, obviously, because I need to check stage three. Instead of just stopping at the first look, try to study it. When you study it and you study the balance between the shapes, it's like it's kind of genial. Like the way it's done, it's incredible. Like I'm not able to pull out such a good quality in terms of shape arrangement. Like the arrangement of these shapes, even in the simple ones, it's just so good and so hard to figure out. So I wouldn't be so quick and just judge. Oh, the first generations had very simple designs. Yes, but it's harder to know what to leave out than to add a lot of features like they did recently and make a complete mess, because you need to know what you need to leave out, and that's so hard. It's so hard. Every time I look at these and I try to figure them out, like when I do these designs, I'm like humbled because it's so hard to do. It's not a trivial matter, like to be able to pull out these simple shapes and arrange them in such a fashion that they actually look appealing. It's very, very, very hard. Harder than it is to add details like they're doing now, as I said.
Something simple doesn't mean that it's bad either. I'd rather something simple done well than something complicated done badly.
Yeah. Same. So let's see. No, I want to give these at least, yeah. They have to feel a little more integrated now with those things. So let's see. The point here is not what they are, not what they do, not what they're supposed to do. Not It's just the arrangement of the shapes that is nothing short of genius in some of these. Especially Blastoise. Like this was a Blastoise is incredible. That's a cover of Pokemon Blue, obviously. But even if you take simpler ones like Pikachu is pretty simple, or Charmander, it's very, very hard to pull that out. Very hard.
And Nido Kings is pretty great as well,
Oh
actually.
yeah, that's all spikes, but look at how well it's balanced with the flow of the tail.
And
It's
also the way
like
he posed it.
it's
is
like
just
mind blowing. And again, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, that's too simple." It's like, try to do it. That's the only way you can figure it out. Just try to do that, because if you don't try to do it, you will not understand it. You cannot understand how hard it is to do and how complex it actually is if you do not try yourself to do the same thing. That's when I actually figured it out. Before trying it, I was like, okay, it's just Pokemon. It's easy. I can do it. It's like, sure. Except no. Because there is a quality in this that's gone completely lost in the new ones. Okay, well, maybe not Voltorb. Although it's got a point, Gantusoku. The penguin with the ice cube on the head. As I said many times about Voltorb, it's just a gameplay element, so I don't really care about it. I don't have problems with it because it's just part of the game. It has to be like that for the role it plays.
Yeah, it was meant to be a mimic until in this newest game they introduced an actual mimic.
That is like
the
someone
treasure
said.
chest Pokemon.
Like someone said, it looks like a fast food mascot.
It does, yes.
A little bit. Wonder if I can make these better. So the stops here, so it should be this much space. I can probably maybe make it this.
That's second stage Goldango. Is that what it's called? It looks like a Juggalo mascot.
Yeah, and not a fan. Not a fan. It might work as a mascot for something else. Not as a Pokemon, in my opinion. In my dumb opinion. How am I gonna do? How many fingers do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I right? They got 3 plus 1 on the side. So the one on the side is actually on the outside. Interesting. So let's see. I'm gonna go with 3 probably. This is one that does not. I don't think it's got any flaws. If anything, maybe it could have like. What's this thing? It's like large nails they have. Wait. Leave it without first.
You mean on the actual Cappy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have strange feet.
I wonder if I can use some. Lickitung also has very strange hands and feet with one toe. Might want to do that. Let's see. Maybe just a different color. Oh, I have the explosion here. Look at, okay, so these are fingers here. You can't see it because I'm underneath it. But none of them is identical to the one next to it. For alligator, a little worse than that. So that's a bit of a problem. But this is what I mean when I'm like, okay, it's the same shade, it's the same thing, but it doesn't need to be the exact same representation of it. Even these have a smaller variation. Like very tiny variations between them that makes them look a little better.
Okay, Fiddle. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, Fiddle. Have a good, I don't know, dinner if you can eat. Hopefully you can eat.
I'm sorry you got BFO'd.
A little bit. Okay, this can probably go this way. Just that it creates a little pocket here that I might not want. I don't want that pocket.
That's right, you're sick. You can't even eat.
Still sick? Oh man. I hope you were feeling a little better. I guess not. Oh no, I did it on the wrong layer. Oh, nice. Perfect.
Well, he probably doesn't feel good after you said his opinions were bad and wrong, so now he's gonna flame all your videos.
I didn't say his opinions were bad or wrong. I just had to choose one.
You just implied it.
Not really, no. I actually understand what he meant. Understood what he meant. It's just that it didn't feel right. So, at least
For sure.
Okay, I see what you're doing here.
Nobody just wanted to admit I was right.
I mean, they were both good anyway. I made them, so they must be all good. How dare you say
They
that?
were both fine. I didn't really care which one you chose. It's
Yeah.
just you and I make designs together all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to choose for you, so
Yeah, no, but I honestly, I feel like this is better in terms of progression. So,
no, I do too.
let's see.
I feel that I made a reasonable case for it.
Yeah. No, you made a reasonable chase. Ha! Ah, ah. I'm so funny. It's good that I say it because nobody else will. Except for Kim, she's really good. Right? That's right. So, how do I... Man, these are so good. So good. I should not put them next to this because I'm not going to be able to do such a good job, but I have to. Ears, ears, ears.
It's so hard to replicate a style though, because you're always going to come through in the design.
Yeah.
It's like in college when I had to like write a short story in the style of Raymond Carver, and I just couldn't avoid my own style.
It makes sense.
Hey, Gimmo Dimplay, welcome.
Oh, hey.
On YouTube.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Keeps the
Dropped in to say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of does. So now I have to choose what kind of ear I want to give it. So the best thing to do here would be to take the Gen 1 and maybe Gen 2 starters, like all three, and like try to replace one of the starters, like the water star in this case, with this. And then having to make them look like they're part of the same thing, right? So instead of just, okay, I'm looking at these, I'm going to put Chikorita, say, and Bulbasaur here, and I guess Charmander and Cyndaquil. And I will put these in the middle, like, are they part of the same game? Because if they're not, I'm doing something wrong. But that's very time consuming, and I'm streaming, so probably not going to do it now.
I wish Emperor of Cheese was here because I was thinking about this last night, but I was getting into like doing ROM hacks for N64 stuff. And I was thinking about like going through Pokemon Stadium's files and seeing how they're compiled, and especially like the graphical stuff. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if Emperor of Cheese and I could like model the fire crocodile and put it in game that you can use in Pokemon Stadium?
That would be very cool. That would be very cool if you can do that. I think Samuel wanted to make a sprite of these, or some sprites. But anyway, apart from the time spending here on stream, I also put in maybe 3 hours, I think, on these this morning, or actually no, it was this afternoon and then yesterday evening, also after work. So it's a time consuming thing to do. If you want to make it right, it's pretty time consuming.
No, I really like this one. I even like the second stage, even though normally second stages are like totally afterthoughts. The second stage in this looks really cool.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So I'm trying to introduce some of the curve versus straight that Sugimori has here. Like, man, even in the whiskers of Rattata and Raticate, there is an arrangement. They're not random. Like the bottom part is straight and the top part is a little more curved. Like, god damn, this guy's got such an intuition for good shapes. How did he do that? Where did he learn?
Will this line be blue colored or brown or something else, but with blue elements on it?
Something like blue, I guess, bluish. Or
I
maybe
was
some
thinking, yeah,
blue.
like a navy color for the
Yeah.
fur.
Do I want them? How about these? Just whiskers.
Not like very light blue, like Squirtle, like more of a darker blue would make sense to me.
Probably, yeah. This gonna cut through, but not to the other line. This one. This. I'm really trying hard not to inject my own ideas here because I want to keep it. Yep.
Can I sprite a capybara Fakemon with the floaties idea?
Yeah.
No, it's copyright. Of course you can.
This, let's see, this might be just the color. I think Eradicate Rat, they only have, yeah, they don't have a line separating the color shift. So I might just leave it. Down here.
But yeah, I think the way that the floaty ring idea was integrated was good. I didn't feel like we should go too wild with that because, you know, Weasel and Floatzel.
Yeah. Same. I was kind of afraid of that. This ear. Oh, that's not the ear. That is the sphere, not the ear. The sphere. Okay, let's see. Make it too similar to that. It's gonna be a complete sketch, so yeah. I wish it didn't have such a blurry image. I have the original sprites of Eradicate. Not sprites, God, the Alolan Eradicate is so bad. Is it Alolan? You think so? With the, like chewing something? Ah, please. I mean, the original is just a rat. It's not great. But it's 100,000 times better.
You don't like the puffy cheeks, Eradicate?
No, I don't like the puffy cheeks. I do not like the puffy cheeks. The least. Least.
I kind of like the Rattata version.
I don't have it open, so.
I thought it was weird though. They gave it like a mustache, and then that didn't carry over into the final design.
Just the random. One of the things that I find harder to get, probably the hardest, is randomness. Randomness is so hard for me to do. Because I don't know, probably very strict in terms of thought pattern. And so it's it's, I guess, natural for me to get more geometric shapes that are very similar to each other.
Would you consider this the boring part of making a Fakemon design? Even if so, I'll try to attend every stream from now on.
This like, no, actually, no, not really. The boring part is probably just inking for me. Digitally inking is not. I don't enjoy it particularly. When it's done, it's just just have to finish it now. So, coloring
Yeah.
is fun. Choosing color is fun. Coloring also like kind of rendering is fun. The inking just going over basically the same thing. This is like right now I'm not just going over it. I'm trying to redesign it in a way that the shapes first make sense, and second they kind of look a little more like the Sugimori things here. So,
But I do, I mean, I'm not an artist like Nemo, but I do, whenever I come up with concepts, I do think the conceptual idea is the most fun part. Actually coming up with what you want to do. After that, it's just kind of solidifying the idea.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, after this we're gonna do the grass one and then probably go back to regular schedule. Um, Mostly because it's too simple. Like I want to do stuff that's a little more mean probably and more complicated, more RPG-ish, JRPG-ish. I realize Pokemon is also a JRPG, but you know what I mean. Oh, like Final Fantasy type of stuff.
Yeah, more Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's where my heart resides. This could be. This is what if I move it up a little. This goes down to create imbalance. And
Sammy wants to know if you're done with Pokemon after the starters.
yeah, for a while probably. I might do it again at some point, but also I'll have to see for how, because it's gonna be January then, kind of. But I might move in January, so we'll have to see what my streaming schedule will be, depending on
It's
where
not
I
fun
go.
doing the same thing all the time.
Yeah. So either way, yeah, it's gonna be back to more serious. Let's call them monsters, like serious in terms of face and look, less cartoony. Let's call them. Okay.
You guys are talking about the Alolan forms that you like the most, but you're clearly forgetting the best one, which is Alolan Dugtrio.
He-Man. Name's Adam, Prince of Eternia.
Yeah, just throw a blonde wig on him. That'll be fine.
He-Man. It's the most 80s cartoon ever made. The back ones. Do I want? Okay, this is gonna be different. This is gonna be something like this and this, probably. Okay, something like that, just to make it a little different. It's cool. Be a little bit of a stretch, but maybe they don't need to be together like this. Maybe the side ones are like that. I don't know. Might leave it up to the color face. The bubbles are they're gonna be hand drawn here. Maybe they're gonna be done with the circle ruler later, maybe, but not necessarily because they're bubbles. So let me just. That's also since they're
Hey,
bubbles,
Jay.
need to be hello.
More than a few new Pokemon designs don't feel like they live in a habitat. Yeah.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Okay, what's this? Let me see. I would still go with this thing. Probably smaller bubble-like shapes, and probably the and these are so good. Not the ones I'm doing, the originals. The original Pokemon. Okay. Gosh, you see a difference? It's almost embarrassing. Like it's so much weaker in terms of form and shape design in general. It's embarrassing. Like
There's a
how
lot of
this.
Fakemon regions inspired by countries and places. However, Pokemon often doesn't follow the source material. We were actually talking about that the other day. How like sometimes they base regions off of certain countries, but then like the actual designs or the lore and the story doesn't really follow from that.
This might need to be larger.
It's like Gen 5. I mean, I like Zekrom, and I like the idea of the Tau dragons, but what does that have to do with basing it on America? Taoism is not a American thing.
Yeah, probably nothing. Okay, let's the arms.
What is Gimme Ghoul? It's supposed to be a mimic, but I think the actual answer is trash.
How dare you, you criminal! Probably the fact that you can only see one of the legs doesn't help so much. But just the little things now that are gonna make a difference.
I can't get over the paradox Pokemon names. Those are the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Yeah. They're not very good names. I wouldn't choose them.
They're not names for creatures. They're like names for skills or.
Yeah, their name is.
Sorry, I just can't get over that. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm a writer.
This guy's so freaking good. It's embarrassing. This could have been like the other way, probably. Like, see how dynamic the pose is, and it's just God. Okay, let's redo this.
What is your least favorite water starter? You mean as a whole?
The latest one. Hello, trolling Emperor of Cheese. I see what you're doing there. You know, putting these my designs in the, together with the originals, it's like it's so miserable. It's like, God, mine are so bad. Just such a genius in the original one. It's insane.
Emperor of Cheese, do you want to help me model Nemo's fire crocodile and put it in Pokemon Stadium as a model?
I think let's go. Did I get her?
I have to decompile the ROM and then do the texture ripping and editing and see how it works.
This is way better. This position. Way better. And then Circles there doesn't fit very well. Can I? Oh, right. It's here. And this might need to be a little shorter.
Model is crocodile. Do you mean like make a mesh? Yeah, I mean like we would just go in and we would replace one of the mons in the game with his models.
This feels very much like a.
Of course, you can do all the work. I'll just put them in.
Of course, that was obvious.
I dislike chat repeat more so than chat delay. Yeah, that's an issue with Restream.
I realize, yeah, it's very annoying. I'm sorry for that.
It's really like the only way for YouTube and Twitch to interact with each other, though.
But it's gonna be.
Did you do shiny versions of your starters? I don't remember. I think we looked at a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had some color variations. We were like, oh, this could be a shiny because it's blue instead of red. So yeah, not intentionally.
We didn't post it though. Yeah.
This is not okay. Back to the original idea.
Yeah. Which crocodile? The one that Nemo made.
The one, yeah. The previous Pokemon we designed.
Kendile, Crocole, and Pyreonyx.
Yep. Hey, good memory. Congratulations. Remembering the awesome names I chose. We chose, actually.
And none of them were my suggestions. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
It's fine. I couldn't really come up with good names for them. I came up with a bunch of good names for the Cappy, though.
Wait, where do you see which crocodile?
On Twitch. She said that.
Oh, which crocodile? Okay. Now I see it. It need to be right.
Mod Belly Bolt? You mean put Belly Bolt into Pokemon Stadium too?
I don't know how many people would appreciate that.
Here's how to make games worse. It's like when people do demakes and they lower the resolution of games.
Yeah. Alright, try this, and the more I think it's just better that it stays flat.
You gotta find it on Discord. You could also look at the community tab for the Art of Nemo where he posted it.
These are small adjustments, but they do make a difference. I think I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm not happy with the foot. It was very much a generic foot before, so I might have to actually redo this part. This is one of the reasons why I was telling Chase I hate wheels. Because they're so hard to get for me that I might just well give up at some point. Damn you, ellipses. Fiercest and oldest enemy. I'm gonna have to draw a lot of wheels and a lot of ellipses soon. Let's see. I can use the ruler later.
What
Probably.
region are the starters based on? None.
None. Just invented. Technically, the first one was like, okay, let's try to make a fire crocodile that doesn't suck, and so we made that one.
And then Nemo decided, we don't want to do another water duck. Let's do something different.
No, there were too many water ducks, so... Okay, technically I made a mistake here because the copy is not a plantigrade and this feels like a plantigrade. But it's like, you know, I figured it would be like... whatever. Like, I'm just relaxing. So, it's just, technically it's doing this, probably. Like here, then here, and then here. So it's not exactly a plantigrade, it's just resting. Let's pretend. Are you pretending enough? Pretend, please. It's funny enough, it's kind of hard for me to also get this pose, like the sitting pose, for all of the animals I've ever drawn. Because the knee has to go down here. So not sure I want the feet to look so different from the hands, quote unquote hands. What if it's got 3 toes and they're very thick like the hand toes? Ooh. Yeah, just leave them like that for now. Still not by the Pokemon, but okay. Let's move to this, or yeah, I gotta fix the arm. I have to fix that arm, and also this.
Could be based off South America, since both what the starters are based off of are native there.
Oh, hello, Emilian. I don't know. Well, the other one would be... I mean, crocodiles are everything, I guess. The other one would be Australian, I guess, because of the dodo or the kiwi. I think they're also Australian. I might be wrong with this. Are same.
I mean, there are like there's like extinct birds in South America you could use as a base. That might be interesting.
What kind of bird?
Like the Kalenkin. Are you familiar with that?
No, I would have to look them up.
Oh, I'll private message you an image real quick.
All right, thank you. Float, float, float. I apologize for the silence. I'm really trying to just figure out how to do.
You gotta focus.
You gotta focus. Just do it. Shia. Or Shia. Yeah, this could just be a difference in color. We don't know yet. I mean, it is going to be a difference in color, but we'll see how.
Unfortunately, Restream bot has seemed to have died.
What? Oh no! Right now, all of a sudden,
This person's 2 messages did not show up.
Yeah, that is true. But just oh yes, just one. I see one. So unfortunately, it doesn't make sense. That's one I am seeing. Yeah, not relayed. Yeah, restream is troublesome. As we all know at this point, restream is troublesome. Yeah, I don't know if I want to keep the floats like exactly like this. One of the things that this will have to do is probably introduce some. Yeah, see, there it's a little better.
Actually, I did a bit of research just now, and kiwis are only native to New Zealand, not South America, so unfortunately they don't make sense. I mean, there's no rule that Pokemon have to be based on the
Yeah, it
region.
doesn't matter. I don't. I care more about the design that I do. I know it might be superficial, but I don't really mind. I don't really mind about that. Otherwise, I would end up in the same uh, philosophical trap of the people that
Yeah.
complain in my videos, like, "Oh, hey, but you don't know this is an avocado." It's like, okay, I don't care, because it's fine. I mean, it's cartoon creatures.
I
They
mean,
have to
Gen
make some
5
sense. What happened here? They have
Gen
to make.
5 introduced a polar bear Pokemon. There aren't any polar bears in North America, so I don't know. Except for perhaps in zoos. Weren't we just complaining about how Pokemon doesn't take into account the environment when designing a region? Raised eyebrow. That's not the same thing.
No, it's more like they don't feel much like they could be living somewhere, wherever. I guess.
I think he's referencing what Sammy said, but I think Sammy's comment was more about the Pokemon don't feel like they would be part of a natural environment.
Yeah, that's what they also mean. Like they don't feel like they could live somewhere. Like they are living creatures. That's my main problem. I'm not saying that these are successful. Probably aren't. But at least trying. Hopefully they don't feel like objects. At least that would be miserable.
I
And
mean,
this.
as far as gameplay elements, when you look at regions, they include a lot of different environments for the sake of varying the regions, right? Like if you did like I don't know, like if you did like a strict region based off of New York City or Japan or whatever, you're not going to get like all of these different environments that you
Yeah.
see in the games. They're doing that as a way to make the environments more varied.
Yeah, I don't really mind, honestly, the region thing. I'm not even thinking about it. It's more like a vibe they give off for me. Like, does it look like it's a thing? It's a not thing. It's a breathing creature that could live somewhere, or does it not? And the answer to that for some of the or most of the new is no. To me, they didn't feel like that. So okay, let's see if the hand. It's all two striped. These is the same. So that doesn't work too well. But we're about to close here, so I might have to work on this on my own. Maybe the weekend. These are minor adjustments, obviously, at this point, but they do make a difference. Final result. So, anyway, let's draw a couple bubbles. We can do 3 bubbles. over here. Something like that. So this would be like this and that. Yes, phone. I know. And this could be anything. Let's leave it as that. Okay. Might need some adjustments. They might need some adjustments, but that's the gist of these. And then I'm probably gonna do the first one off stream, and then on Monday we're gonna do the color, and Tuesday hopefully finish them. Okay. So, yeah, we're done for today. Thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for your suggestions. Really appreciate it. Tomorrow we're gonna do, okay, I think we're gonna do the wacky challenge. I don't know, I was kind of thinking maybe we could do that criticizing or critiquing, not criticizing, critiquing the Pokemon designs, but I don't know. We'll see, depending on people's availability. We'll see. We'll think about it. Okay. So, you guys have a good one, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.